Hello, my name is Sherman Haywood Cox II of SoulPreaching.com. I want to thank you for coming and listening to this video. In this video, I want to answer a question that came in. Someone wanted to know the difference between celebration and application. I've emphasized the importance of celebration in sermons, but this individual wanted to know, is this the exact same thing as application? Now, they are definitely related to each other, but I think that it's important to separate the two in our minds. By way of review, in another video, we talked about something you should do to every point that you bring into a sermon. You should define the point. You should describe the point. You should show the relation of point to text, and you should show the relation of point to life. This right here is application. Then you want to celebrate. So you show the relation of the point to life in application. It's important to recognize that this application is primarily intellectual, and the celebration is primarily emotive, meaning that you are dealing with the emotive dimensions of humanity, versus application is where you're dealing with the intellectual component of humanity. It's important to do both of these things in a powerful sermon. Now, definitely you cannot celebrate that which you do not understand. So application is a strong point, prerequisite to celebration. And also, sometimes there is very little distinction between application and celebration, in that when you have applied it well, sometimes the emotions just emerge from that application that as well. But once again, like I said, you want to distinguish the two, because you're going to have a different emphasis when you have one versus the other. So I definitely see them as different. I'm reminded of when I took math in school, and I want to use that as an example. When I took algebra in school, and I learned the formulas and that type of thing. But then one thing that I found out is later on I could use algebra to determine what grade I need to make on the next test to verify that I will keep my grade. So if I had an A, I could determine the lowest grade and the highest grade. Well, the lowest grade I'd have to get to retain that A. So I would apply the formulas to my particular situation. Punch my numbers into the formula, and then at the end, when I see the grade I need to make, then comes the celebration. So if I have punched my stuff into the formula, determine that all I need to make on the next grade, because I've got 95% on 80% of the course, what do I need to make on the final 20% of the course to ensure that I still stay in the A category? When I determine that maybe to get an A, all I have to do is get a 75% on the final, or to retain a B, all I got to do is make a 20% on the final. That's the application, intellectual. However, when I get happy, meaning I don't have to stay up all night to study, because all I got to do is get a 20% to keep the B, that is the celebration. That is the emotive dimension. So now I get happy because all I have to do is whatever the application was. So the application gives us information. The celebration is where you emotively experience that particular celebration. I want to thank you for coming to this video. Please come to soulpreaching.com to find other resources just like this one. God bless you and keep on preaching.